Hey there, adventurers! Welcome back to Floppy Deep Dive, the channel where we unearth and explore hidden gems of gaming history. And I'm your host, Tom, and today we're embarking on an epic quest through time, retracing the footsteps of the legendary archaeologist himself, Indiana Jones. Since the last Indiana Jones movie recently came out, I wanted to pay tribute to one of my childhood heroes. Indiana Jones has captured the hearts of moviegoers for decades, and his adventures have inspired a collection of retro video games that are truly worth discovering. So grab your fedora, dust off your whip, and join me as we dive into the top 5 retro Indiana games that left an indelible mark on gaming history. And from the swashbuckling point-and-click adventures, the pulse-pounding platformers, we'll delve into the depths of the Amiga, the Super Nintendo, the Commodore 64, and even the Atari 2600, where it all began, to uncover these forgotten treasures. So get ready for high-stake chases, perplexing puzzles, and all the excitement you can handle. But wait, there's more. Along the way, I'll guide you, sharing insights, behind-the-scenes info, and personal experiences with each game. So whether you're a die-hard Indiana Jones fan or just looking for a thrilling gaming journey, this video is your golden ticket. So don't miss out. Subscribe to Floppy Deep Dive and hit that notification bell because we're about to embark on an adventure you don't want to miss. So get ready to uncover the secrets, face ancient dangers, and experience the thrill of being Indiana Jones in a pixelated form. So let's dive in, and I'll see you on the other side, fellow adventurers. Boom. Before we start our countdown, if you're an Indiana Jones fan, check out Raiders of the Lost Ark on the Atari 2600. It's the first game based on the movie franchise released in 1982. You play as Indy, and your goal is to find the Ark of the Covenant before the Nazis do. And you'll have to explore different locations to use various items and avoid traps and enemies. And the game's challenging and requires some trial and error, and it's fun and rewarding. Raiders of the Lost Ark is a classic adventure game that captures the spirit of Indiana Jones. Number 5. So my number 5 is Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, the action game. And this game came out in 1989, and it made its way onto multiple gaming platforms, introducing fans to different variations of the beloved adventurer. So I'm going to do a quick mini faces. And what is mini faces? That's just where I look at the mini systems that the game was made for. First, the Commodore 64 is the original system I played this game on, but it could have been better. It had mixed reviews. The Amiga and the Atari ST version depicted a young Boy Scout version of Indiana Jones, capturing the spirit of his earlier adventures. And then we move on to the ZX Spectrum, the Amstrad version, which it looks like the Amstrad just got ported over from the ZX Spectrum. And they exhibit striking similarities and consistent gameplay on both these versions. And of course, we got to dwell further. We're going to look into the Nintendo version on the NES and the Game Boy. And the resemblance between these two is also uncanny. They share the same charm and gameplay, which makes it enjoyable to play. Now, let's dive into the Sega realm, which is my personal favorite in this game. Here we encounter the Sega Genesis version, which holds a personal special place in my heart. It's actually my favorite rendition of all these different versions. And also we'll look at the Game Gear adaptation of this game. It's like a magnified SMS. Did you own a Game Gear? Tell me in comments. Last, we're going to look at the Sega Master System, which you could see both the Game Gear and the Sega Master System were very similar. So I hope you enjoyed this mini abbreviated mini faces version of The Last Crusade. Number 4. Next, we're diving into the action-packed world of the young Indiana Jones Chronicles on the NES. This hidden treasure holds the number 4 spot on my top 5 countdown of Indiana Jones games. So let's jump right in. The young Indiana Jones Chronicles brings the iconic adventurer to life. Take control of Indiana Jones and wield an arsenal of weapons from dynamite to daggers, grenades, and guns. And of course, who can forget Indy's trusty whip? And as you progress, you'll find various weapons, valuable hidden items, and destructible boxes. But be careful, each hit means you're losing a possession, And once stripped of everything, you only rely on your fists, making each encounter even more challenging. And embark on a thrilling journey across Mexico, France, and Germany. The early levels follow the episodes from the TV series, while later levels introduce an original storyline. Defeating the bosses at the end of each level provides an intense challenge. Battled Pancho Villa during the Mexican Civil War, you fight in the treacherous World War I trenches, and even take on the infamous Red Baron. The young Indiana Jones Chronicles delivers a heart-pounding action. Personally, this game was quite challenging. The difficulty level keeps you on your toes, providing a real test of your gaming skills. But that's what makes it rewarding once you conquer each level and defeat the bosses. It's a true gem for Indiana Jones fans and gamers alike. And don't let this hidden treasure slip under your radar. Grab your whip, gather your courage, and embark on an unforgettable adventure with Indy himself. Let's move on now to number 3. Number 3. Next up on my list is Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. The arcade version is the reason it sits at number 3. I remember being in the 6th grade so excited that the new Indiana Jones movie was coming out, and when I played it at the arcade, it was amazing. The game's even more remarkable because this is the first Atari System 1 arcade game to feature digitized speech. So imagine playing Indiana Jones and hearing the voice of Harrison Ford himself, bringing the iconic character to life right before your eyes. And not only that, but the game also included the voice clip of Amrish as the menacing Mole Ram. This added a whole new level of immersion and authenticity to the game's experience. And did you know this game was a commercial success, selling over 2 million arcade units worldwide? So now let's do another rapid-fire mini faces of Temple of Doom, looking at the ports briefly for each system. First, let's look at the Amiga and Atari ST version of the Temple of Doom. Quick facts: Level Systems developed the Amiga version with more colors, smoother scrolling, and better sound effects than the Atari ST version. The Atari ST version was developed by Paragon Software and had faster loading times, more responsive controls, and a different layout for the minecart level than the Amiga version. Next, we look at the Commodore 64 port. This could have been better. It was met with mixed reviews from critics, but is still considered a cult classic. Now on to the Apple II. It was ported by the Papyrus Design Group and released by Tengen in June of 1989. The Amstrad version came out in 1987 by US Gold. It had 3 levels: rescuing children from mines, retrieving the Sankara Stone from the temple, and escaping on a minecart. The ZX Spectrum version was a multi-load game, meaning each level had to be loaded separately from a cassette tape. The MSX version, the player controls Indy with a joystick and a button, using his whip to free children, fight enemies, and swing across gaps. And the MS-DOS was released in 1989, the same year the Amiga and Apple II versions were released. Which system did you play on? Leave it down in the comments. Also, let me know what you thought about this rapid-fire mini faces. Number 2. My number 2 is an incredible game. Welcome to Indiana Jones' Greatest Adventure, a thrilling platform game based on the iconic movie trilogy. In this game, you take control of the legendary archaeologist and adventurer Indiana Jones as he travels worldwide searching for ancient relics and secrets. You'll face off dangerous enemies, deadly traps, and exciting challenges in 28 levels that span all 3 movies: Raiders of the Lost Ark, Temple of Doom, and The Last Crusade. You will use your trusty whip, gun, and grenade to fight through these various locations such as jungles, temples, caves, and Nazi bases. And you also experience different gameplay modes such as flying a plane and riding a minecart and rafting down a mountain. This game is a faithful adaptation of the films with cutscenes and text that tell the story. It also features the same engine as the Super Star Wars series with smooth graphics and sound effects on the Super NES. If you're a fan of Indiana Jones or action games, you will love this game. So grab your hat and whip and get ready for the greatest adventure of your life. Do you agree with this pick? Put it down in the comments. And now for the big moment.
Joy to the world. Number 1.
Hey guys, today I got to talk to you about my absolute number one Indiana Jones game from the good old days, Indiana Jones and the Fate of Atlantis. And this game is the bomb. Seriously, it came out back in 1992 for the Amiga, and let me tell you, I'm still hooked on it today. Fate of Atlantis is a point-and-click adventure game developed and published by LucasArts, and it puts you right in the shoes of the legendary archaeologist himself, Indiana Jones. Your mission? Find the mythical sunken city of Atlantis. Now, what sets this game apart is its attention to detail. The graphics are killer, the animations are super realistic, and the music and sound effect totally suck you into the adventure. But here's the real kicker. Fate of Atlantis lets you choose between 3 different paths. You got the team path, where you team up with Sophia Hapgood, one of Indy's old pals. Then there's the wits path, where you gotta use your brain to solve some seriously mind-bending puzzle. And last but not least, the fist path, where you can show off your combat skills and kick some bad guy butt. Each path brings its own unique experience, and I love that about this game. Oh, and get this, Fate of Atlantis was a massive hit. Critics went wild for it, calling it one of the best adventure games ever made. It sold over 1 million copies, so you know it's got street cred. I mean, come on, who can resist an epic story, awesome gameplay, and unforgettable characters? For me, Fate of Atlantis is the game to play when I want a thrilling and immersive adventure. It's a total classic, the pinnacle of retro Indiana Jones gaming. So you haven't tried it yet? Do yourself a favor and give it a whirl. Trust me, you won't be disappointed. So there you have it, guys. My top pick out of all the retro Indiana Jones games I've laid my hands on. Fate of Atlantis is the real deal, a timeless masterpiece that keeps on delivering the goods. Now, if you excuse me, I got some more Atlantis to explore. Happy gaming, my friends. We made it to the other side, but the adventure continues. Beyond there, folks, check out these other videos about retro computers and gaming and keep the fun going.